Shalom Israel. In reference to my last video that I just posted about this person, this is really a big thing in Israel, period. This is really a big thing among Israelites that I've noticed since I've came in the truth, and it's like we never get this one right. Not all of us, but a lot of brothers. Understand first, then rebuke. Understand first, then rebuke. Matter of fact, I do happen to be driving, but I'm in a residential area. Let me pull to the side, because this is what the critique was about. I mean, I'm gonna resume driving after I read it, but because okay, here we go. Ecclesiasticus 11:7. I pulled the hat up. Blame not before thou hast examined the truth. This person that commented on the video saw me quoting things out of the scriptures, but not the direct scripture because I was driving, right? So it says, understand first, then rebuke. Ecclesiasticus 11:7, okay? Now I'm going to resume back driving. It's not like I'm in a residential area, but I'm not exactly parked in the best place. I'm always getting the cops called on me. A lot of times, see, y'all don't understand, man. Like this is what the problem is with brothers that are overzealous sometimes. There's such a thing as being overzealous. You can look at a situation and judge it totally wrong because you're not really, you're more focused on trying to say something. You're more focused on trying to rebuke or trying to catch brothers out there. You're not understanding the situation. It says understand first, then rebuke. Put yourself in my shoes, nigga. I don't have a lot of free fucking time. I'm sitting here driving around all fucking day. I'm in my car from like 7 in the morning to roughly, depending on the day, 4 or 5 o'clock. And even after that, I only have a small window to do the things that I need to get done. I don't have a wife, so I don't have nobody cook and clean for me. Like, you know what I'm saying? I take care of myself. More importantly, the Lord takes care of me. But as far as physical, I only have myself to rely on. I don't have no friends, no help, no nothing. Well, friends I got, but, not your friend. I'm not going to ask my friend to do my laundry for me and shit, but, So, but this is what's wrong with Israel is, we'll throw out accusations. We'll say, oh, you're doing this. And really, we judge it based on appearance. And I'm not going back to dealing with the situation with those guys. Y'all already know, what that recent incident that happened. But this is not just them. This is a constant thing with Israel. This is something that you gotta, like, if you rebuke every time you see somebody do it, you gotta really, you're gonna have to fucking find yourself rebuking all fucking day. Like, repeatedly, non-stop. And brothers still won't learn. Understand, that concept just fucks a lot of y'all up. Understand first, then rebuke. You don't know what's going on, but you're already hurling out things. You got motherfuckers asking questions about why I got a hat on and shades on when I'm teaching in my car. Like, motherfucker, do you see how bright it is? As far as the hat, you see I took off the hat to read the scriptures. Or I pulled it back so my head's not covered. That's when you really understand the scriptures, you can do things with understanding. You know what I'm saying? Why do I have shades on? Because it's bright. Why do I have a hat on? Because I'm a person that wears hats. That's just me. But when it comes down to praying and prophesying, I do not have a hat on for that. So dudes gotta, dudes got to get out that mind frame. You rebuke, that's fine. But the scriptures say very clearly, understand first, then rebuke. Understand what's going on, because sometimes you're putting your foot in your mouth, calling yourself rebuking somebody. You're not even rebuking them about something that they're actually doing wrong. For example, I hate to use it because I'm trying to forget these dudes even exist. But the dudes that was making videos talking about worldly, right? If you actually pull up any of the 2 scriptures in the Bible that even mention the word worldly, there's only 2 scriptures that have the word worldly in them. And you apply it to what they were judging on, that'll make them even more butthurt. Because when you actually read the scriptures, then you say worldly lusts, and the other one's talking about a worldly sanctuary, meaning an earthly sanctuary, a physical sanctuary. So obviously that one doesn't apply, unless you're going to say, well, the brother's backyard is a worldly sanctuary. And if that's the case, it's still not, you're still not judging on anything wrong, because the worldly sanctuary is referring to in Hebrews, it's talking about a sanctuary that's physical. And this sanctuary was ordained by the Lord. It's just that, what Hebrews is pointing out is that there's spiritual and then there's physical. So that you can't use that. So what's the other one? The one in Titus, I believe, where it talks about worldly lusts. And yes, I'm sorry, I'm driving and I'm not going to pull over to the side just to find the scripture that talks about worldly lusts. All right, but scripture that talks about worldly lusts. Is anything that looks like worldly lust going on in that video that you can actually describe as worldly lusts? No. So once again, understand first, then rebuke. You have to know what you're rebuking, because it's not a light thing. Like when you throw videos up talking about people and saying that they're doing something wrong, that's not a light thing. That's not something that's to be taken lightly. I've seen videos done on men, and those men went back and beat the shit out the person that made the video about it. Inside and outside the faith. Making videos mentioning names and telling people that they're doing wrong or whatever, that's not something to be taken. That's not something to, I'm not saying to refrain from it. If somebody doing wrong, well, you really should first try to contact the person. But if all else fails, and for whatever reason you have to resort to YouTube videos to get your point across, at the very least, understand that you could be wrong. So you got to do everything in your power to do the right thing and correct the right way and correct for the right reason. Don't correct for vainglory. Don't say, oh, I rebuke those men. Oh, I'm the big top dog in Israel. Because that's what you get too, man. A lot of niggas that think they're something that they're not. They think the Lord's dealing. A lot of niggas think the Lord's dealing with them. That I hate to say it, man. That's why I don't ever say the Lord's dealing with me. I pray and I hope, but I don't take that arrogant concept, thinking that I'm somewhat special in this thing. I pray, I hope and I pray that the Lord's dealing with me. But you got a lot of dudes in this thing that'll be, oh, the Lord's dealing with me. It's nothing new. It's nothing new under the sun. I've been hearing the Lord's dealing with me and not you others since I came in the truth. Because even when I first came in the truth, somebody said that other camps ain't right. Despite the fact that we fellowshiped a lot with Zabak, but that's a whole nother story. And by Zabak, I mean the House of Israel. This was before I joined the House of Israel, but we fellowship with brothers. But then later on, brothers would show us brothers' videos and say, see, this is where they're going off at. Which, in hindsight wasn't nothing wrong, but whatever. But we have to get out of that mind frame of being know-it-alls and thinking that everything is the way we think it is, Like, you really got people looking at my social media, and I'm saying people because it's not just that one dude. It's a lot of people. I purposely leave them on my social media because I want them to bite like he did, like the guy that recently did. Because it's like I'm fishing for false accusations on purpose. That's why I leave certain pages public. Make it real easy for you to screenshot me and tell the world that I'm doing something that I'm not doing. Because I managed to still be hands-on with the church's affairs, still hands-on going to camp. When I can't go to campus because I'm dealing with work. I think a lot of you brothers, have jobs and shit. I'm sure I'm not the only one in Israel that has a job that has them work on Saturdays. But my job is fair with me. What they do for me is, a lot of times they'll let me go early. They can't do it all the time, but sometimes, hey, listen, go to church. I'll take care of this. It's a lot. But yeah, man. Understand first, then rebuke. It's that, like doing that kicks a lot of y'all in the ass because I'm keeping it real, man. When I do watch videos, and sometimes y'all talk about each other, and I'm talking about other Israelites. When Israelites talk about one another, it seems like they always have some type of motherfucking mystical Urim and Thummim about brothers. It almost seems like you have a fucking crystal ball. Like, yeah, I know what the fuck he's doing. I know what he's thinking. Brothers actually look like, oh, he has a look on his face like, he's this way or he's that. Like, get the fuck out of here. You niggas pretend to be psychic. You guys are psycho, is what the fuck a lot of y'all brothers in this faith are. Pretend to be something you're not. Pretend that you have some type of magical way to look into a brother's spirit. I mean, some of you brothers can read spirits. I take nothing away from the brotherhood in that. But some of you can't. Some of you are not spiritual enough to read spirits. So what do you do? You go out there, you prophesy, you teach, you rebuke. You do it with all authority, but you don't have authority. So you pretend to have this authority. You act like you have this authority, but you really don't. A lot of y'all do not have authority, man, and you're sitting here going out there and yelling at people and telling them shit, and you don't even know what the fuck's going on. You don't even know what you're rebuking people on half the time. Like the guy that I was just rebuking. The only reason why a video was made was because, bottom line is, that person came on my video. You want to go at it with me publicly? I'll go at it with you publicly too. Because that motherfucker said some dumb shit. So I said, you gotta pull, like, nigga, I'm driving. You want me to quote scriptures and to read them and pull out the scripture while I'm driving? What do you want? Because I'm on a main street right now. I can't stop like I did before. But you know what? That shit is getting too much attention. Honestly, Israel, man, a a lot of y'all are gonna keep doing the wrong shit that I'm rebuking y'all on, or that brothers are rebuking y'all on. You know, my videos are mostly for people that are not in the faith at all, or for people that are mature in the faith and want to grow up further. And I'm giving y'all things that have happened in my life from experience. I'm giving y'all the wisdom from the scriptures that the Lord has been so kind to grace me with. You know, I'm giving y'all that, you know, and like I said, life experience is very important. You know, I've been in this walk X amount of years. I know somebody's going to take it like I'm bragging. Fuck you if you think that. But the time that I've been in this faith, I've made mistakes and I've learned lessons. And that's what that's what living is about, learning. You know, so if you don't gain anything else from this video, gain the understanding that you have to first understand, then rebuke. Understand, then rebuke. Understand, then rebuke. Because understand by itself kicks a lot of y'all in the ass. Because if you don't know what you're rebuking, you're sitting here just saying, oh, he looks this way. That's why the scriptures say, judge not according to appearance. You know, sometimes you're going to have to sit down and have a conversation with the person that you're calling yourself rebuking. Sometimes you have to actually speak to them to get their take and understanding why they did what they did. Like, why do I teach with a hat on? Like I said, because I'm just not I'm a person that likes to have something on his head. But I don't pray or prophesy with my hat. If I have to pull a scripture, if I'm prophesying, I will pull the hat off. You know, why do I have shades on? Because it's bright. Why else? What other shit do I get questioned about? You know, I've gotten a lot of dumb shit. But anyway, that I've reached my destination. Shalom.